You know, these people came to Homa Bay, I can tell you now, so that they provoke our people and we attack people like Sifuna. So that Western Kenya, for instance, are told, your son has been beaten up. This is the political choreography of Rigathi and Orengo. When we refused to do so, they had to go doing their things. For the first time, you saw Mike movie Sonko in Homa Bay in Alinda Mwananchi rally. In which one have you seen him before? We demand the immediate arrest of all the listed thugs and criminals Governor James Orengo and Honorable Babu and Sifuna used to arm our people on 16th and have provided their list. We demand investigations and action by the state security apparatus of the funding and support to the Linda Mwananchi group by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua. I've told you Uhuru Muigai delivered 100 million to Governor James Orengo in the night of 14th. I've also told you that Rigathi Gachagua, that guy you always see around him wearing hoods, Morara, was in Homa Bay with Olivetti commanding the team that was killing our people. In which we are even asking for investigations of a former president of the country. So it's not light. The utterances which I've seen, twisted by the media without putting the full context are the subject matter of action by the NCIC, whose letter I've just received now. Actually, I received it while, coming here. And I've instructed for the writing of a response, the most important part of which is that I relish appearing before them, except that they have not transcribed what I said properly, and they have not translated it correctly. And tied to that, let me tell you, when in the political space we say we'll deal with you, as Honorable Gogo has just mentioned, we'll deal with Orengo here. As politicians, we deal with you politically. Mm-hmm. We deal with you. Mm-hmm. I'm a very popular MP. I saw Babu saying he can command people to some very bad jokes. It's too small for me and for my people. If you've been to Homa Bay, I'm a member of parliament. Wherever I am, people come in droves. In fact, my home is full from 5. The day I saw Governor Orengo saying that I'm meeting goons at my home, I'm going to give you the photos of the goons I was meeting. Women from across the constituency were in my home, seated on the ground. Those are the goons. Those are the goons. Okay? I, together with Governor Gladys Wanga, were at home. And I can tell you, if you don't know Governor Wanga, if you don't know CS John Badi, if you don't know PS Raymond Omolo, and how popular they are in Homa Bay, go with them to Homa Bay. You literally stop people from coming. And that is what I was telling you. Even when we were planning the economic activity with the border, people came. Can you get the whole photo of where I was speaking? Would I be so foolish to say we are going to eliminate anybody in such a in a public arena? And by the way, you take it for granted. But I think I'm far, far sharper than Orengo and Babu combined as a lawyer. If you doubt it, go and look at our degrees at the university and what we came out with. Yeah, so that is the context in which I spoke. But I've explained in this press statement why I said that hotels ought to ensure they know the guests they are hosting. And this is a requirement of the law in the Counter-Terrorism Act. Are you people forgetting that the people who bombed the U.S. Embassy, the people who later bombed Westgate, prepared those bombs in hotels? So we made a law requiring hotel owners, even if you go with a girlfriend, their details will be given there. I was enforcing the law when I told them, ensure you have the details. Are you people here forgetting that the citizens have the power to arrest? As a representative of the people, once I have cogent information, and the police confirmed it by arresting people who are coming and displaying even the crude weapons they were coming with to Homa Bay. And by the way, I'm deliberately not giving details of the hotels where they were, because I protect also the business of our people, because they are giving jobs to our many people who are so many of whom are not employed like other Kenyan youths. But citizens have the right to arrest. And I can tell you, when I made that call, those dangerous thugs, most of whom are here, relocated to Kisii. I will be giving you the tales they went to. And that is why they now came through Kisi, coming to Yugi's Rangwe, going that way. And so it is a call I would make if bad people are harbored anywhere, take occupation of any premise to, plan or execute the harming of our people. That one I will always do. I hope I've responded to all the questions.
No, the competence ones.
Yes, I've told you that we are not talking of incompetence here. I'm going to give you this statement if you never listened to it properly. I'm telling you that the police were compromised by Linda Mwananchi. I've even given you details of the amount of money that was paid to the regional county commandant, and I've called for immediate removal from Homa Bay, and I'm damn serious about this. And everything I'm from Nyanza. If you looked at the videos with those people, didn't you see lorries of GSU officers behind and in front? Didn't you see Land Cruisers? By the way, a total of 7 of them. 5 of whom were with them, 2 remained at Kindu Bay, and that is why they were going back through Kindu Bay. And didn't you see the police with all these people as they walked through? You know what I mean? Where do you do that? Where do people, civilians, walk with pistols? Non-police officers commanding people to come and walking freely the way you see that you saw them in the videos. If you don't have the videos, I'm going to give them to you. And the police never arrested them. Let me ask you, if you see the videos of these people entering Homa Bay town, where they are jubilating, if you can see it, who are those who are surrounding them? Were they our people? Those were people who rushed to meet them. And I've told you they even killed their own agent in that area, the lady called Lorraine, who was hit by the car Sifuna, and Babu were in. And then they just left there. To date, I can tell you I have very many students who came from as far as Kisumu, Western Kenya, stranded in the villages in Homa Bay. Stranded in the villages. I picked a vehicle from a school in my constituency to take some and have them dumped in Kisumu so that they find their locations. That is how they have mistreated them. Because even the money Sifuna, Orengo, and Babu promised them of 3,000, they left without giving them. So students are stranded. Police stations in Homa Bay County hosted students across and young people as refugees who are lured to attend this thing because of, the Linda Mwananchi team. So for police, I'm saying there is no incompetence. For police, and I'm raising this, I hope the president will review this video and may hear me asking the state security apparatus to investigate these things. The police was deeply, deeply involved in planning and safeguarding these violent people who are, by the way, very sharp. Orengo and Babu are the people moving with guns. And by the way, the people who were killed in Homa Bay are not the first Babu has shot at or killed. We will speak at the right time. But I dare them to try killing my people again. I thank you very much.
Something about the party, please.
Answer this question. You're the right person. You've been attacked before. You have been attacked before.
Yes.
Now, it is sort of guns. It's not becoming something serious. Whereby,
let me ask you not to use the term goons. You know, I've told you these are dreaded thugs, most of whom are facing, even as we speak, robbery with violence charges. These are people who are dreadful. These are people who are ruthless. They kill you without mercy. Ask about somebody like the Olivetti I'm talking about. And I'll be giving you photos of Babu with Olivetti in parliament here. Several times. I'll give you photos of Orengo everywhere he's going with this Olivetti. Why don't you also ask, why is it that it is when they were coming to Homa Bay that there is this hap, there is no goons in Homa Bay. I can tell you if there were goons, your media would have reported them. Those were people who are resisting the provocation and the incitements by Orengo and Babu. I thank you very much.
Those people who barricaded the major highways, what do you call them?
They were young people who were incited. They were young people, of course, who were incited by the provocation and incitement to Babu. You remember Babu said he's going to colonize Homa Bay. You remember Nani said they are going to fight Homa Bay. What they go record Homa Bay? What they you don't understand Luo. If anybody, and that is why I'm thanking God for their restraint. I know those people, if they were to fight back, I doubt we would be in this situation where we are now, which is still also regretful. The goons of Babu and others, they are the ones who are working with them. And the issue is, how would the media be attacked when they are surrounded with the police officers, with people walking with firearms all over? You know, these people came to Homa Bay, I can tell you now, so that they provoke our people and we attack people like Sifuna. So that Western Kenya, for instance, are told, your son has been beaten up. This is the political choreography of Rigathi and Orengo. When we refused to do so, they had to go doing their things. For the first time, you saw Mike Mbuvi Sonko in Homa Bay in Alinda Mwananchi rally. In which one have you seen him before? And you remember his statements about the banning of vehicles of ODM the other time? Yeah. And for the first time, you see vehicles banned all over. How could vehicles with guns, vehicles surrounded by armed people and police be banned there? That's why I'm asking for investigations. They banned them.
I think a question has been asked about the party. Candidates who do not belong to the party from going to the strongholds of ODM. First of all, I'd like to say that Honorable Orengo, Honorable Babu, Honorable Sifuna, currently as it is, those are members of ODM. And I would also like to state that in its existence for the last 20 years, ODM has stood firm in its fight for democracy. ODM has stood firm in its fight against violence. ODM has stood firm in its fight to ensure that Kenyans are free to move anywhere and to campaign anywhere, as is declared or stated in our constitution. So I'd like to categorically state that even in this coming year of electioneering, ODM still upholds those virtues, and ODM states and will stick to ensuring that every Kenyan can go anywhere and can campaign anywhere so long as they do it peacefully. And as members of ODM, we will also ensure that we stick to those rules. Thank you very much.